A warm welcome back to Six Ashes for episode 24 with me, MrSealyp. It's day 3, mid-spring. We did not get stuck on day 2. I'm wondering, whether or not I got myself mixed up. And the first day that said day 2 mid-spring was actually day 1. I don't know. I could have sworn that on day 1 it rained all day and I skipped through the entire day. But anyway, regardless of that, we are on day 3. Temperature is coming up. We are 1 degree off of being able to actually start planting, which we are going to do. I'm going to be changing some equipment around. I have already bought a new cultivator, a larger one, because I've got the class now. So the other cultivator is up at the store and I haven't sold it yet, which I do need to do, but I'm going to need to go up to the store. But we have some more peculiarities, and this is a kind of a consumer thing. Bear and Papa mentioned this to me, and it's one of those strange things that a very specific set of circumstances needs to happen for you to realise or work this out or find this out. Now, we recently had some upgrades. Let's go with that, upgrades. And with the straw add-on, if you are running a straw add-on, what has happened is this. I bet you it's not going to work now. And it's a very peculiar one. So if I go to my hayloft, my newly reappeared hayloft, and grab some straw. Now this only works with straw, it doesn't work with hay, which makes it even more peculiar. I bought my mix all the way over from CJ Farms. And if you put straw into a feed mixer, normally you've got straw to help you make that total mix ration, or if you want to spread it for bedding or something like that. But what's happening now, for some reason, since the recent upgrades, is that when I hook up to this now, that's not saying straw, it will be saying straw pellets. Now what usually happens is, if you are running the straw add-on and you want to make straw pellets, you put straw bales into the machine, or you run the pelleting machine to pick up swaths, and it's a 4-to-1 ratio. So you put your straw goes in, it compacts it down to make the pellets, and you get a quarter of the volume that you started off with. But the pellets go a lot further. That was a 2,000 litre bucket, and I've got 2,000 litres of straw pellets in my mixer now. But that's not where the peculiarity ends. I'm not going to turn around here, am I? Just suddenly realised I haven't given myself enough room. I'm going to hit those pallets as well, if I can. So for a while now, and this has been another one of those things, using straw pellets, because they're compressed and compacted, you don't normally need as many straw pellets. If you're using straw pellets for bedding for animals, you don't need to put as much in for straw bedding, which is great, because that 4-to-1 compression ratio, the argument would then be, well, if I'm losing 3/4 of my straw and it's still taking the same amount to use them for bedding, then what's the point? But you don't need as many. So what I did was I did this earlier. I tested it all out to see, and in here I've got a load of straw pellets. The reason I've got a load of straw pellets is because pigs are doing well as well while we're at it. I'm going to check on that in a minute. I think we're 70 plus now. Is this. So I'll go into my menu, Pineview Pig Farm, cleanliness 100%, water pump. My straw menu has vanished. I put straw pellets in, filled it up because it needed some, so I filled up the straw with straw pellets. Now usually what has been happening is, if you start from scratch with your animals, you put straw pellets in, it will half fill it and then won't let you put any more in, and that's normally pretty good. That works fine. I already had straw in here. I topped up with straw pellets, and now my option to put more straw in has disappeared. So weirdly, I don't know if this is something that will happen everywhere on every farm, but I now no longer need to put straw in. The big test of this is going to be when we get round to doing cows. Because I've got... Oh, I've got stuff in for the cows already, haven't I? When I bought the farm, it already had a load of stuff. Anyway, mate, how many did I have? Didn't even look. Oh, 82. We're up to 82 now. And sheep 48. So we've gained 10 sheep. 82 pigs. Yeah, it's all looking good. So yeah, very odd. You know, I say it's a bit of a strange one. I'm going to unload this on the floor here. And then pick it up with the bucket, because it's going to be a lot easier to do that than it will be to get that mixer wagon into the barn. And this needs to go back up to the farm. So what am I doing today? Brilliant. What am I doing today? Well, I'm going to be, I think, bumper car today. I think we're going to be doing some seeding. Because we need to. We need to hit... What field do we need to hit? Field 51. Our field needs something putting in it. Field 16 needs something putting in it. And fields 26, 27 and 24. Those are the ones I'm doing poplars. So we're going to go with some ag solutions. Some options that may either speed things up or just make my life easier. Just realised as well that wasn't on. So that will go back up in a little while. We'll come and collect that. So the thing about it now is one of my ag solutions is potentially a new seeder. Now I know I haven't had the Lemkin long, although I did use it a lot last year because I did a lot of seeding jobs off screen. I did a load of contracts for people, so I personally have used it a lot. I know you might not have seen me use it a lot, but I did use it a fair bit, and I like it. It's 8 metres, it's got a great capacity, it's a brilliant seeder. It's a bit wide, which is not that much of a problem. I'll put these pellets in here for the time being. So, the Lemkin Solitaire 12.8 may well go back, because we've got a couple of options available in the Ag Solutions vein that can help us in different ways, and I'm really torn as to which one to go for. One's very expensive but will solve a lot of problems, but the only downside of that being I'm pretty sure it needs fairly high horsepower. The other one is only a seeder, which is what I've got at the moment, which will be a like for like swap, but it runs a lot faster, which will help speed the process up. And as far as poplars go, hopefully if I can get hold of one at the store, we're going to get one of those Damcon frames and try, if we can, to run 3 Damcon planters at the same time. But that's why I want to be able to get a seeder this can pull, so I can use the Xerion for doing the other jobs. I know I'm kind of waffling. I'm trying to kind of explain my thought process as I go, and I realise I'm wasting time doing it because I need to get onto those actual jobs themselves. So I will see you at the store, possibly with the seeder in tow. I think with the seeder in tow, yeah. See you up there in a minute. Up at the store then, I'm going to get rid of the cultivator, the Lizard SX-HV. We're going to need repairing. Now we'll just sell it as is for 22. That's a bit of the money back towards the one we've already bought. We'll have a look at that one later on when we get up to the store. I'm going to sell the Lemkin, and I have already emptied. There was only about 1,000, I think 1,300 litres of seed. So I've emptied that. I have leased the Damcon PL10 made by the engineers at Black Sheep Modding. And I've got the PL103R frame. Now I don't know, it says it takes sell that for 73. That's a big chunk towards the new one actually. Well, yeah, it depends which. I still haven't decided. Yeah, it says that they take saplings and poplars, and there's a particular sapling pallet that goes with these. Now once they're on the ground, that should be able to pull them because it doesn't give a horsepower requirement. And I've gone with the frame with 3. Like I said, ag solutions, speed up the process. I could run one of the Damcon PL75s, do my poplar planting. It has taken the poplar pallets, but weirdly, 2 of them loaded no problem. One was a nightmare. I had to return it, get another one, and then hook it up to the fence before I could get it to refill. So now I'm a bit concerned that it's not necessarily going to work. But again, why not? Might as well give it a go. As far as seeders go, this is my dilemma then. I'm torn between the Novag T-Force 640. It's 160 grand. It's pricey, but it does everything. So that will then mean I won't need to have 2 separate machines. I won't need a seeder and a planter. That will do everything. That is a big thumbs up. That's a big pro. 4,440 litre tank, so that is split between seed and fertiliser, so you're not going to get as much, although you can have some additions for either seed or fertiliser. I think I would go with seed. You know, I don't have to put fertiliser in. Runs at 9 miles per hour, but it requires 300 horsepower. But the other pro with this is it ploughs. Because it's a no-till seed drill, it will run over the ground and it will give you a ploughed state. So never again will I get any of the fields showing red, because every time I use that, it will plough it every single time. So I won't need to plough then use that or cultivate. You know, I will always have a ploughed state regardless. That, for an ag solution, is perfect because that means no more having to worry about going over the fields to plough. But again, requires 300 horsepower. To know. Then we've got the I'm saying Junkari, it could be Yunkari. I'm sorry if I said it wrong the other day. It's only 88 grand, but that is only a seeder. But that will run at 15 miles an hour. The one I just got rid of was an 8 metre. That's a 6. That's a 7. So I'm either trading down in width but gaining the ability to plough and do all crops, or with that one I'm gaining the ability to seed way faster somewhere between the 8 and the 6. I'm erring towards the Novag, you know, only because it means I haven't got a separate planter. So whilst the slot count there says 29, which seems high, if I had to buy that, say for 21, and then get a planter as well, oh, I'm so torn here. I'm going with the Novag. Leave it like that. I want it auxiliary bins with more seed. Have more seed, some of each, or more fertiliser. I'm going to go with more seed. Do I want the additional weight? I don't want the additional weight for the time being, I don't think. I say it's pricey, but we just sold one. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're going to get it. I may live to regret that decision. So I'm definitely going to need the class to pull that. So if I want to now get on with some seeding and then planting, I'm not sure. I suppose the test is going to be if I take this down and get on with poplars, then hook the fent up to it while it's on the ground and see if it will pull it, because it's fairly flat ground over there. I can get the fent doing the poplars, then I can get the class on the Novag. That's a nice looking bit of kit as well, isn't it? I just think it doesn't matter what crop you do then. Every time you use it, it's ploughing. Without it having a kind of plough. You know, that's the beauty of the no-till system. Yep, that's what we're going to do. I think. Let's go put some seeds in it first. But before I do all that, I suppose I should really pose for a thumbnail, shouldn't I? So what I'm going to do is take this to CJ, no, to Anne-Marie's, not to CJ Farm. I'm going to take this to Anne-Marie's and we're going to get some seed in it. This is going to go to field 50. Now, another reason why I was kind of going with the option of this, because it does everything, is that field 50 initially I was going to put wheat or barley in because we needed the straw swath. Now I have got 2 new fields up at CJ Farms that have got wheat in, so I will get straw swath, but if this straw pellet situation carries on the way it is, I've got straw that I bought last year, and the pellet situation could mean that I don't need to worry about it. It's a gamble, but I have got 2 fields that will give me a straw swath. So this field here, field 50, we're going to put soybean in. Big old soybean field. The new field that I got, was it 16? One of the new fields, most of them are grass, but one of them is a crop field. I was too busy talking, nearly missed it. I'm going to put corn in. Now I could do it the other way around. I might put corn in this field here actually, and that's going to be towards pig food, because the bulk of what the pigs eat is corn. So me being proactive towards the pigs is a great idea, because if I'm going to be doing livestock farming, which I am, my focus for the farm, any arable crops I do is going to be towards the animals. My focus for arable work is not to make money, because I can make money on wood chips and I can make money selling TMR. There are plenty of livestock farmers that do have arable fields and they just do a bit of arable work to provide fodder and stuff for their animals, which is kind of what I'm thinking. That's what I'm going to be looking at. If I was running a farm where I didn't have the option to make a load of money on wood chips or biogas or whatever else it might be, then I would be looking at cash crops. What crops can I do in big bulk that I can make a load of money on? Soybean has always been one of those. I mean, to be fair, sugar beet, I think, pound for pound makes you just as much money because you get so much more of it. But, you know, I mean, right, so I don't want fertiliser. We want... that's going to be a problem if it only gives me a fertiliser option. Oh, come on, no. I want to be able to put seeds in this, thank you. There we go. So the bat tanks are filled up as well. 2,440 litres. I mean, it's not as much as the Lemkin was obviously way bigger, but... So I'm going to set this at field 50. I'm going to get the class down to my fields for poplars. We'll get it, and this is a Hail Mary. It says they do poplars. The PL10s have taken the poplar pallets, but whether or not it ends up working, I don't know. We will see. I love everything's looking so much more lush and green and lovely. Right, this won't work with this. There's just no way. So drop that there. We will get back to that with the class later on, and we will get, yeah, corn. I'm going to do corn in that field. It's a massive corn harvest, but it's what the pigs eat. Now, as far as poplars go, and for the wood chips, I did have a couple of jobs. The reason why I'm kind of picking this up, Sandor, who I mentioned before, Sandor Enterprises, asked about poplars and could I do them. They're looking for some wood chip, but also Justin out in Australia has a poplar farm in Australia, but is looking to expand. Wants to expand out into Europe. I assume he's moving here. I don't really know the ins and outs, but is looking to expand and wants to know how well they grow, the quality of the poplars and that kind of thing. Would I be interested in running some test plots to give him some idea? So in reality, yeah, mate, it makes no difference. For me, it's a win-win. I do the poplars, I get to harvest them, I get the wood chips from them, which I can sell, and I know I can make money. He gets his test plots, gets to see the quality of them and how it all kind of works. If it all works out well, he may well move to Europe and set up his own poplar farm. So why not? Might as well. We are here. I'm actually now thinking, I'm a bit concerned about the width of that planter setup for the poplars. Whoa, bumpy. I'm going to put that to one side here for the moment. Right, let's go and get the class. To say this has been an eventful journey down is an understatement. We have had close calls with telegraph poles, signposts, traffic. We've dragged pretty much through hedges. I'm just thinking, oh, this was the point I suddenly thought, will I get through there? Yeah. Probably having a 3 set up, or I suppose I could have put it all onto a trailer and brought it all down like that, but we had our beacons going, everything was okay. Now, the eagle-eyed among you may have noticed we are missing a pallet. We are. I turned one of the corners and the pallet came off. But, again, the strange paranormal peculiarities of the Six Ashes region. It's still saying that it's on there. If you look down bottom right, now I did check on my way on a bit of land that I owned, because I suddenly thought, oh, the pallet's come off. I tried to put it back on, tried to refill it, wouldn't let me. So I thought, but will it actually still let me plant? And it did. I honestly, please, I don't know. Help me. Now the beauty with this as well is we can allow create fields. So if we go to that one there, allow create fields. So we're not limited to the field boundary. I can put these down anywhere. Go to that one, allow create fields, and I think we're already on allow create fields on that one. So turn that on. Weird. Turn that one on. Turn that one on. Drop them down. He says, oh, it's the whole frame, isn't it? Lower the whole lot down. And we are poplaring. It's so strange that that last box is not there, but it is still planting. I don't understand. So this is pulling it no problem at all, but it would do. It's 379. No, I didn't go for 379 horsepower in the end, did I, on this one? I need to upgrade that. I think we're only on 3... What do we go for? Is it 335, 34, something like that, isn't it? So I can extend beyond. Now, how far these 3 pallets are going to go, I always completely underestimate it, overestimate it. I get it wrong every single time. I have way too many pallets or not enough. I've gone a little bit awry there. So what I'm going to do is just run them until they run out. When they run out, that's all the poplars I'm going to do. I'm not going to go and get more pallets. At least that's what I'm planning to do anyway. The spacing is absolutely spot on. I don't want to come back. I have on other farms I've run, when I've done poplars, I have come back over what I've already done to double, so you can kind of maximise your crop really. Is I've come back over and I've planted in the gaps in between, so you have got an absolute mass. I mean, it is a complete and total mass of poplars. That I have done before, which you can do if you want to. What we'll do is lift the frame. It is working. Don't really... Ooh. I'm going to do loops back round so I don't drive back over everything. I could go up and down, but I'm going to do some loops, I think. Actually, I probably want to leave a bit of a gap. Well, it would be the width of that pallet, wouldn't it? Pretty much. I think we're right there. Let's drop that down again. Cruise control on. Try and keep that over there. Should get the same width. Like I say, this is not, you know, it will be a cash crop at the end of the day. We're going to make money out of it. Of course we will, because it's wood chips, and we know that wood chips are going to pay out well. That's going to overlap. I didn't go anywhere near the right, so I'm going to have loads in one place there. So yeah, I don't need to I don't need to overlap these or anything. I need to swing much earlier. Still swinging around over the top. That's not great. I need to do this in straight rows, don't I? Just thinking, have I ever done poplars on a bend? And I normally do sort of straight rows, higher workers, that kind of thing. So I think what I might do then is on the next ones go up and down instead, like they are now, just going straight rows. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? I won't get those messy ends that we just had. But we are getting poplars in the ground. Oh no! I've just realised. It's only 4 degrees. I got so overexcited about having the stuff. We're not in the... Oh no, hang on. This could be a problem. Will I get away with 1 degree? Will they still germinate? They need to be 5 degrees, the ground, and the ground temperature's only 4. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a quick test now. Let's turn them off. Let's lower that down. Oh, I got so... Let's get it done. I'm going to bring over the fence, see if the fence will pull it. I'll just go a little distance, and then what we'll do, I'm going to say 2 strips, so potentially if that doesn't germinate, it's not the end of the world. There'll be people out there shouting their screens going, it makes no difference, it's fine. You know, I'd rather be, you know, get it right. That's what the temperature screen and stuff is there for, is to make sure you get it right. So then what I think we'll have to do is... do I really want to reverse all the way to it? I suppose I can. Is just hopefully by lunchtime the temperature comes up a bit. I mean, all of yesterday the temperature, air temperature went up to about 7. Ground temperature stayed at 0 all day. So I'm hoping the ground temp does come up a little bit. Is this going to work? That's the question. I mean, it could. Let's turn that one on, that one on, that one on. Frame, drop down. Because once it's on the ground, I'm just pulling. Oh, it's still indicating. And weirdly, because normally when you're planting, if you're doing, it's normally like 6. I can't remember the last time I did poplars. But that will pull it, which means that then frees up my class for doing my seeding on the other field. Although, am I getting double planting? It's normally 2 rows. I'm getting... What is happening here? I'm getting much wider rows. Normally it's 2, isn't it? When you do poplars, it's normally 2. These are running at 3s and 4s. So I'm getting like double wide planting as well. Didn't even notice that on the first spread round. Right, well that's 2 strips done potentially at the wrong at the wrong temperature. We'll ignore that. So switch that, turn it off, switch that, turn it off, switch that, turn it off. What we will do then is drop the whole lot down. And wait, I suppose. While we're waiting, what could we be checking on? I'm just trying to think. What was I going to show you? Oh, the new cultivator. That's a good point. While we're here, contracts available. Transport, baling, fertilising job field 50. Hang on a minute. Oh no, mine's field 51. I was like, that's my field. No, it's not. Hang on. Mine's 51, isn't it? Yeah. I was like, hang on a minute. Fertilise my own field. So there are a few jobs available. It's that time of year. We can get out and get more cultivating done. I've got the larger cultivator for doing cultivating contracts. The question I'm asking myself now, am I going to use it? Because I used it in my first year. Actually, let's drive out and have a quick look. I used it in my first year because doing contract work was how I made my money. It's how I kind of built everything up to where I've got to for my second year. And now I'm thinking, am I really going to be doing loads of contract jobs? Because I've got enough work of my own to be getting on with for the time being. And we've got money in the bank. I've got wood chips stored. I've got excuse me, total mix ration stored. Am I likely to? So buying that cultivator, I haven't used it yet. Or have I used it? Did I use it for a contract? Can't remember now. It's a case one. It's a 10-metre one. It's the actual cultivator that goes with the crumbler. That crumbler that everyone gets annoyed about. There's just a couple of baskets and people argue it shouldn't actually be cultivating. I know it's, you know, it should just break up clods and that kind of stuff, but it does work as a cultivator. Both these fields are now limed and fertilised, so I got that all done off camera after the end of the last episode. That's all great. This is where I realised I didn't actually put it here, I put it somewhere else. I can't go over how great the grass is looking and the hedges and lovely. We are... Where did I put it? It's in here, isn't it? Just want to check and make sure my bales aren't everywhere. Nope, vandals never came back. That's good. Yeah, this one. It goes down the lanes okay. I mean, it's tight in some places, but that's 10 metres, which is great. But I am now thinking, especially with our new seeder, we don't need a ploughed or cultivated state to plant, unless it's a new field. No, even then I don't need to, do I? So I'm not going to need this for my own farm with the new seeder we bought. And am I likely to do any cultivating contracts? I'll keep hold of it for the time being. You never know, I might do. The fertilising jobs pay way more money than the cultivating ones do, but if you want to pick up harvesting contracts later in the year, you do need to process fields for farmers. Wool I've been bringing over here. Once I've got double stacks, I've been bringing it over here, putting it out of the way, ready for selling, loading up of wagons and that kind of stuff. It's only because the building here is not that big, so we have still got some on the go. One there, one on the way. It's just turning around with this. I suppose a little skid steer loader would work better in here for doing this job rather than the telehandler. But again, maybe I could justify it if I sold the cultivator, freed up a bit of space, if you know what I mean, and then got a little skid steer loader maybe for the yard. That could work, couldn't it? Am I going to regret that purchase? Possibly. Right. I will see you later on in the day, hopefully when the ground temperature has gone up a bit. If it doesn't go up a bit, we're not going to be planting until day 4 of spring. But again, that's not a problem. If that's the case, then so be it. I'm going to get this over to field 51. And then we can get ready. I didn't put fertiliser in the seeder either because I don't need to. Because all the prep I did, field 51 is ready to go. Temperature hasn't come up. It's gone 5:15 in the afternoon, early evening. I'm thinking poplars will need to continue tomorrow. But I was on the phone actually to the New Holland dealership about the case cultivator because I'm still can't make my mind up. While I was on the phone, I was mentioning about skid steer loader, and they told me the farm that sold the case cultivator have also just sold to them a case skid steer loader. Would I be interested? So I said, yes please, let's have a look. Now, we have a weird thing as well. I think I'm going to take the poplars pallet with us, just in case, because it's here, and I don't know, like I say, weird things are happening. What we'll do is unfold this. Should all fit on. Should all fit on. I don't know how the Land Rover's going to cope with this. I want to put the skid loader as far back as I can so it's not all the weight on the hitch. So yeah, this is it. I haven't sold the cultivator, but we have bought the case SV280. I'm going to grab that pallet. So I'm not sure I've got enough room for all this actually. Does it even go in here? Oh, it's not even straight, is it? Oh well, yeah. Just thinking with the pallet on as well. No, you know what? I'm going to leave the pallet behind. But what I'm going to do is put the I've got a bucket that goes with this, and I've got the big bag lifter. CS said I won't use it all the time. Strap this down first because it will strap down. And the bucket will attach to the skid steer loader. So this is going to make life a little bit easier for doing wall pallets and those kind of things. We'll put that in there. Should, he says, strap down. Now as far as doing the, was that the last strap? It's just about going to catch on to that, but it's got it. As far as doing corn goes, again, for those of you that were shouting at the screen, doesn't matter if the temperature comes up to 5. I was going to do corn. Corn I can't plant until day 5 or 6 of spring, so I can't touch the corn yet anyway. So hopefully tomorrow, if the temperature's up enough, we'll get on with doing the rest of the poplars. Then probably the episode after that, we'll get on to using the Novag and we'll get some corn in the ground, because the corn planting season goes from day 5 and 6 for me of spring into 1 and 2 of summer. Poplars will be good as long as we get the temperature. So yeah, apologies for that if you were hoping to see the Novag in action. You will do, just not necessarily in this episode. Oh, beacon as well. Oh, light bar. Ooh. That's going to make life a lot easier. It's only a small bucket, but I'm only going to be clearing up small messes. It frees up the telehandler. There's going to be all sorts of jobs I can do with the telehandler for our logging operation and wood chipping, that kind of stuff. It's absolutely perfect. This might be too wide, actually. The bucket, anyway. We are. Let's keep that over the back axle. Raise that up a little bit. So about there. Rest that on there. So if the hydraulics do sag, they'll sit on top of that. Let's get that and that. Oh, you know what? That's worked out perfectly. Having that sat back on the trailer means it's not putting undue stress on the tow bar. So let's put our lights on. Oh, that's worked out perfectly. I love this Land Rover. Love it. In case you've missed previous episodes, and even if you did, you may have missed me mention, I really like this. That, oh man, that looks brilliant. I'm so pleased with how well that's worked. I know it's just moving something on a trailer, but I feel like a proper grown-up. So I'm going to get this back. This will help out with the stuff I need at CJ Farms, and then we'll hopefully tomorrow then we'll get the rest of the poplars in the ground. It may be that I could have done them all today and that 1 degree out wouldn't have caused any germination issues. I don't want to plant all 3 fields, or as many as I can with the pellets I've got, and then find germination fails, or it fails in patches, or you know, I'd rather do it properly and then we should be okay. We can harvest them all year round, I think, but we just can't plant them all year round. More ag solutions. This is a solution to a problem. Well, I suppose if you're buying any kind of farming equipment, you're buying it for a reason. See you tomorrow, I think. It's day 4. It's mid-spring. The temperature's right. Let's get the rest of these poplars in the ground. I just wanted to say at this moment, when I said about the Land Rover and putting the skid steer loader further back on the Land Rover so it would put less strain on the connection, the ball joint, ball hitch. Obviously it's changing the way it puts strain on it. I meant the suspension of the Land Rover so it doesn't dip down. You're either going to put weight down on the ball hitch forcing it down, or by putting the skid steer loader back, you're pulling up on that ball hitch. It locks in place. It just meant the suspension wasn't sagging on the Land Rover, was kind of what I meant, and I just said that pretty badly. So what we're going to do now is get the rest of the poplars in the ground. I'm going to come back to that field and do that later on, but what I am going to do is kind of try to do it a bit better, in that I will go up and down, and I'll leave the headlands and I'll put the headlands in last. So I've got myself some turning room, and then I'm not doing those horrible turns, and I'm going, I mean, it doesn't matter too much. I'm just going to have a cluster of poplars on those corners or those bends, but for the time being it just makes more sense to do it this way. So when I get to about there, raise the rig. I'm really surprised how much weight there is on that 3-point link, that the front wheels aren't coming off the ground. It seems to be working absolutely brilliantly. Still got that missing pallet, although the missing pallet has changed position, hasn't it? I'm sure it was the right hand one I was missing yesterday. This is so bizarre. Anyway, I'm glad the temperature came up. It's what we needed. 6 degrees. Hopefully then by tomorrow, day 5, we should be okay for getting our corn in the ground. What I might do actually is bring the, or even soybean, yeah, soybean. I don't think I'm in the window for soybean yet either, because I need to put something into our other field up here, part of the new CJ Farms section. This is going down way faster than poplar normally does. But then it seems to be putting down quite a lot more. I mean, each pallet of poplars normally, when I've done poplars before, lasts absolutely ages. But these really are going down very quickly. I want to see how we get on. Maybe I'm not going to get as much done as I thought I was going to. I may need to go back for some more. Oh, I didn't leave myself a gap. I was allowing for the pallet before. I'm making an absolute hash of this. I hope Justin doesn't come over and say, okay, you do it vastly different to how we do it in Australia. Yes, you do it properly. Me, on the other hand, yep. Now that's very odd, that the last pallet, and those are still going down even when I'm not moving, which is unusual for poplars as well. That last pallet, the one that's missing, it's got way more in it than the ones that are tangible in here. I'm very confused by this whole situation. Anywho, we are getting poplars in the ground. That's the main thing. They will grow, and then we can crack on with harvesting once they're done. Even if it takes another year for them to grow, so be it. It's, you know, I've got these fields here. I've got some new bigger fields, so it makes sense to utilise these as best we can. And what I'm thinking is to switch off a couple of rows here, or one of the rows anyway. It's just whether I switch off the correct one. I'll start off with 3 and we'll go from there. So leave a gap this time, the width of a pallet. Just about that. Drop that down. So what I want to do really is turn off the correct one. So these didn't go on in order now, so I'm not quite sure which one it is. Not that one. Not that one. That one. Continue with 2 rows until we get to about there. Then turn off that one. Not too close again. Could have carried on with 2. could have been better. Let's just say that. And I think with that, oh no, actually, you know what I'll do? I'm going to finish off. I'll get as much done as I can. I'll see you in a little while once it's all done. And we'll see how much we did make. I don't think I'm getting much more done. I might get 2 fields done. I don't think I'm going to get 3 done. It is a very strange phenomenon, and I can't explain it. Why have 2 of my pallets emptied, and one of the ones that's emptied is the pallet that's missing. One of the pallets that's here has still got 500. I don't understand why the flow rate on one of them is so much faster than the rest. Regardless of all that, the triple thing does work. Getting the pallets onto them was a little bit tricky. 2 of them loaded fine, 1 didn't want to know. Obviously losing a pallet on the way was a little bit odd, but it was still there. Again, more peculiarities, but it does work. It does speed up the process of planting. I haven't tried with a worker, I just thought I'd do it all myself. Which actually I can turn that one off. And that one off. Don't really want to drive over what I've done already. But anyway, yeah, with all that being said, poplars are going in. I thought I'd get all 3 fields done easily with what I had. I think these are planting way more. Weirdly though, look, that's now doing 2 rows. Each one's doing 2 rows. Yesterday when I planted, I was getting this. I was getting triple rows in each, 4 in some. So why, when I first started out, was I getting triple and quadruple rows, and then when I started again today, I'm only getting doubles? It's very odd. So it's very hard to explain. Maybe because it was on a bend, I suppose. Maybe because I was doing a curve. It couldn't do 2 rows, so it was. Well, that's straight there. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go back. I'm going to get some more. I'm going to carry on. I thought I would just, because I honestly in my head thought I would get all 3 fields done with what I had. That's why I said I'll do as many until I run out. Realistically, that's not going to be the case now. I think I really need to finish these fields. And then, I don't know if I'm going to pick up any contract work. Maybe. Animals are all fed. We are looking at 91 now on the pigs. Chickens are 100. They've maxed out. Sheep at 53. And that's all continuing absolutely brilliantly. So everything's looking good. And then it will be, yeah, our field over at CJ Farms, field 51 will need to be done, but I think both of those will be tomorrow now. Again, providing the temperature comes up enough, we'll get that done. So I'll see you on the next one. I hope you found this useful. No? I hope you enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.